What if robots replaced 80% of jobs? The announcement comes from a boardroom in Silicon Valley, not a press conference. A quarterly earnings call. The CEO says it casually, like it's unremarkable. We've achieved full automation across our logistics network. Human workforce reduced by 87%. Productivity up 340%. Shareholder value has never been higher. Wall Street celebrates. The stock jumps 18% in after-hours trading. And across America, in warehouses and distribution centers and delivery hubs, 127,000 people receive termination notices, not layoffs. Permanent termination. Their jobs don't exist anymore. They've been replaced by machines that don't sleep, don't complain, don't need health insurance. But this is just the beginning. What they don't announce is that the AI they developed for logistics works for everything else: manufacturing, retail, food service, transportation, customer service, accounting, legal research, medical diagnostics. In 18 months, 80% of jobs will be performed by robots or AI. Not could be, will be. Year 1. The transition is faster than anyone predicted. McDonald's announces full automation. Every location. No human workers except for a single manager per shift. The manager isn't managing people. They're managing machines. Grocery stores follow. Self-checkout evolved. Entire stores with no staff. You walk in, take what you need, walk out. Sensors and AI handle everything. Trucking companies deploy autonomous vehicles. 3 million truck drivers receive notices. The companies offer retraining programs. Training for what? The new jobs require advanced degrees in robotics or AI programming. A 50-year-old trucker with a high school education can't retrain for that. Doesn't matter. The trucks don't need them. Law firms adopt AI research systems. Junior associates, the ones doing document review and legal research, gone. The AI does in 3 minutes what took a human 3 weeks. And it never misses a precedent. Never gets tired. Never asks for a raise. Senior partners see their profits double. Their workforce shrinks by 70%. Hospitals implement AI diagnostics. Radiologists, pathologists, even primary care physicians. The AI spots patterns invisible to human eyes. It diagnoses faster, more accurately, cheaper. Doctors aren't eliminated completely, but for every 10 doctors, hospitals now need one. Medical school applications plummet. Why spend 12 years training for a job that won't exist when you graduate? The unemployment rate hits 35% within 2 years, not the official rate. The real rate. The official statistics don't count people who've stopped looking for work. Stopped because there is no work. Not for them. The jobs that remain require skills they don't have. Can't learn. Won't ever have. Government response is paralyzed by ideology. One side insists the market will correct. New jobs will emerge. They always have. Except this time is different. The jobs emerging require specialization that most people can't achieve. The other side pushes for universal basic income. But funding UBI for 120 million unemployed people requires tax revenue from an economy that's shedding taxpayers. Crime doesn't spike the way people predicted. It transforms. Theft becomes more sophisticated. Hacking, identity fraud, cryptocurrency scams. Physical crime decreases because robots patrol streets and AI monitors everything. You can't rob a store with no cash register. Can't steal a car with autonomous security systems. But despair is everywhere. Invisible but tangible. Men in their 40s who worked construction their entire lives sit at home. Not because they're lazy, because there's no construction. Robots build houses faster, cheaper, safer. Women who spent 20 years in retail watch storefronts become automated kiosks. Their experience is worthless. Their skills, obsolete. Psychological impact is the hidden crisis. Humans derive purpose from work, from contribution, from feeling necessary. When work vanishes, purpose vanishes. Depression rates triple. Suicide rates spike, especially among middle-aged men. The demographic most affected, the ones who can't adapt, can't retrain, can't find new purpose. By year 3, society has stratified into 3 classes. The owners, those who own the robots. The AI, the automated systems. They're wealthier than any generation in history. Their companies run with 95% margins. No labor costs, just capital and profit. The second class, the specialists. AI trainers, robot maintenance, system designers. Maybe 15% of the population. Well paid but precarious. When AI learns to maintain itself, this class vanishes too. The third class is everyone else. 80% of the population. Unemployed, unemployable, dependent on whatever social safety net exists. Except the safety net is fraying. Tax revenue has collapsed. The wealthy class pays taxes, but they're a tiny percentage of the population. Consumption taxes don't work when most people have nothing to spend. This is where people disagree violently. Some say automation is liberation, freedom from labor, time to pursue art, philosophy, relationships. Others say it's economic genocide, the destruction of human dignity. What do you think? Is automation freedom or obsolescence? Tell me in the comments. Universal basic income is finally implemented out of desperation, not ideology. $2,000 per month per adult. It's enough to survive, not enough to thrive. The amount is calculated precisely, enough to prevent riots, not enough to enable upward mobility, a permanent underclass, managed and monitored. But something unexpected happens. With work removed as life's central focus, people fracture into different paths. Some spiral, addiction rates soar. Virtual reality becomes the opiate of the masses. Why face reality when you can live in a simulation where you matter? Others find new purpose. Art flourishes, not commercial art. Art for its own sake. Community gardens appear in abandoned parking lots. People teach each other skills not for money, but for meaning. Philosophy, music, cooking, storytelling, the things that make us human. Education transforms completely. Universities collapse. Why pay $200,000 for a degree that leads nowhere? Instead, learning becomes decentralized, online, self-directed, focused on passion instead of profession. A 45-year-old former accountant learns sculpture. A 30-year-old ex-programmer becomes a chef. Not for income, for identity. Relationships change. Dating used to involve evaluating economic prospects. Now everyone's on UBI. Economic status is nearly uniform. People choose partners based on compatibility, interests, values. Divorce rates drop. Not because people are happier, because economic dependence isn't forcing people together. 10 years in, humanity has adjusted. The economy functions smoothly. Robots produce everything. AI manages everything. Human consumption is stable. Profits flow to a tiny percentage. The majority exists on UBI, pursuing whatever gives them meaning. But birth rates have collapsed. Why bring children into a world where they're redundant from birth? Where their existence serves no economic function, where human labor is a hobby, not a necessity, population begins declining. Not apocalyptically, but steadily. And a question emerges that nobody wants to answer. If humans aren't necessary for production, for labor, for economic function, are we necessary at all? What's our purpose in a world that runs perfectly without us? The robots don't care. They're not conscious. They don't gloat. They just work. Efficiently, endlessly, perfectly. And in their perfection, they've revealed something terrifying. Humans need to be needed. And we're not anymore. What if robots replaced 80% of jobs? You'd discover that work wasn't just about money. It was about mattering, about having a role, about being necessary. And when that's taken away, you'd face the hardest question. Who are you when nobody needs what you do? When all you have left is who you are? Would that be enough?